It's your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews. And this is the Two Live Stews experience. And it is that time of day where we welcome in Arlie Michelle.
It's your girl, Arlie Michelle of Hollywood.
Goddamn gremlins.
Gremlins.
How you doing?
I'm so good. I couldn't get any better. What's it saying? If you're so good, I couldn't. It's something about being so good. Whatever it is, y'all know what it is. I'm just trying to figure out how
technical difficulties, dogs and poodles, so we apologize, but
goddamn
those bots
gremlins
that we were talking about, yeah, they don't like us.
Those bots.
And they came and got us. But we're back now.
That's Doug first.
Southern Edge, the Southern Edge Beverage Company. Check them out on the web at southernedgebeverageco.com. And we're going to jump right into all these Hollywood reports.
No, but don't when I get to talk about how much fun I had this weekend?
Yeah. Well, you can start with that.
I need everybody to know that I had a ball this weekend. This weekend, I got a chance to hang out with the Stew Nation who came in full effect Friday night. So shout out to Mocha Bella. Didn't know she was a officer of the law. And so
she was trying to keep that quiet at one point.
Oh, well, she was sharing it yesterday. I don't know who said it, but they told it.
I never mentioned that until I saw her in her uniform on Facebook. That's the first time I ever talked about it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Black Diamond was in the building yesterday. Friday Night Rail, Griff, the real one from North Carolina A&T. Who else did I saw so many people, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't say all the names. So just know I had a ball Friday night. We danced, we had a few cocktails, and then yesterday I was outside for real in the elements with the people.
Where'd y'all dance at? Where were y'all at Saturday night to dance?
They did a whole bunch of Friday night.
Friday night. Where were y'all at?
We went over to JR Crickets on Cascade. Shout out to JR Crickets home team. It's a he's grew up in the neighborhood, but he now owns that JR Crickets on Cascade.
JR Crickets is open?
Yeah, it's back open over there on Cascade.
Because it shut down for some years after COVID, right?
Well, I can't remember when it shut down, then it changed ownership.
We used to do shows out at JR Crickets, Arlie, a while back.
Not the one on Cascade, though.
Not the one on Cascade, no. Not the one on Cascade.
We actually used to do shows on the one on Bankhead. And the one on Bankhead, I don't know if they're even still around as well. So
I know they're not around.
Right.
But the one on Cascade is back. And it's been back for a while. So people were doing but it, drumming, reminding people to come on that side of town. It's a whole bunch of little areas over there. They call it Cascade at the point where Cascade meets Benjamin Mays, and they got these cute little black-owned restaurants. It's an ice cream shop over there and all kind of stuff. So they did like a stroll down that street and hung out.
Arlie, real quick, isn't it such a cool community that God has blessed us with and that we've created a bunch of diverse and different ages and different areas? I mean, it's such a melting pot of people. Isn't it really cool?
It is. When I sent y'all the picture in our group thread, I was like, y'all have amassed an amazing set of people that follow and really, really love the Two Live Stews. And I'm so happy to be a part of that family.
So blessed. Yeah.
They told me I was one of the cool kids. I'm so excited. Because I didn't know.
That's funny.
Anyway,
let's get to the entertainment report.
Shouts out to Cafe Bartique. Have we already given them a shout out?
I don't think so. I hadn't heard that.
So shouts out to Cafe Bartique, which is a coffee shop owned by longtime faithful listener, my man Quincy and his wife Angela. A real nice coffee shop, Cafe Bartique. Over there on right off of Cascade.
It's in the point.
Somebody asked Kesey where his wife was, and he looked at them and said, "Somebody got to work. Somebody got to work." So he came to the tailgate, and she held Bartique down in his absence.
Yeah, that's where they started the party on Friday night. Bartique. I couldn't remember the name, but shouts out to them, and they just kind of crawled through the neighborhood. So shout out to the people who support. The Stew Nation is real, y'all. The student, we need to chant like the Eagles. We need to chant STEW Nation, woo, or something. We need something. I'm gonna come up with that since y'all.
And yesterday, to my surprise, y'all selling T-shirts. I didn't know we were gonna be selling T-shirts like that.
Yes, and for those who are interested in getting T-shirts, hit up your boy at One Live Stew if you want to try to send their $20. Everybody was like, I thought these shirts was free. And I was like, oh, I feel bad. But once we get major sponsors.
Shirts was free. Thought that Vern? That's how like Vern to say.
Probably Vern. Yeah, no, they're not free. No, and also, man, we should be launching the website here within a week. Okay, so once we get the website launched, it'll be much easier for y'all to do what you got to do to get those shirts. It'll be much easier.
Yep, we'll get shirts. We'll have other merchandise that you can buy for the Two Live Stews, because we have a nation of people who want to, walk around and support what we do. So, and we love y'all. We can't do any of this. We appreciate you all. And for the Martians who came for us, for the bots,
Right.
for the Tesla robots, we will not be moved. We shall not be moved.
Yeah.
Doggone it. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know no fight song like that.
Craig,
y'all wouldn't know struggles.
My man,
I know the struggle.
My man, Uncle Mike said, if you get me a 5X, I'll pay 30.
You're gonna have to.
A 5X, you're going to pay 60. A 5X?
Hey, Mike.
Uncle Mike.
I'll work on that, Uncle Mike. I'll work on that for you, Claire.
I don't think it's going to be 30, though. I don't think it will be 30.
They upcharge you every time you go up.
Material.
It is. And for a lady who does a lot, I used to do all the t-shirts for the kids all the time. Anytime you get sometimes past XL, they start upcharging.
Even for double X.
Do a double
X. Not personal, Uncle Mike, but
we got you though.
Be more than
you
30.
appreciate it, brother. We get into your birthdays and let's get into this report.
Yes, y'all. It's some good birthdays coming up. And we got to sing. Ryan, please sing it in a way that I can follow. Not your don't do no extra riffs today. Okay. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I think I should take over that job again.
You did good this time, Ryan, because you got to do the extra oop, and I wasn't ready for it. So happy birthday to jazz singer Gregory Porter. He's 53. Singer Sean Rivera of As Yet, also 53. Y'all remember what did they sang that song? Last night, I was inside of you. You used to be able to sing that, and it sounded so sexy. It didn't sound vulgar. Anyway,
yeah.
We have tomorrow birthday for NFL great, current NFL player Odell Beckham Jr., who will be 31. He's so young. And yesterday, we have basketball player and rapper Flau'jae Johnson turned 21, and Colin Kaepernick turned 37. We have a few allies that I want to mention that have birthdays. Comedian Kathy Griffin turned 64. Actor Ralph Macchio turned 63. The Karate Kid, the original.
The Karate Kid is 63 years old.
What? Yes. The Karate Kid is 63.
I thought he was our age or younger.
No, man.
He must have been a grown-ass man playing that role.
He had to be. He was about 40 playing the karate. He wasn't a kid. He was a karate man.
Wow.
And then actor Matthew McConaughey. I love me some Matthew McConaughey. His country self. 55, double nickels. So shout out to them for birthdays. We're gonna get into the. Let me just say this.
Let me mention one thing before you go to that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have y'all been watching this series called The Penguin on HBO?
No. Is it good?
I think it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's The Wire, Sopranos good, but it's very good, especially if you grew up watching Batman, every afternoon after school.
Is it animated?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is what you call it? They keep showing? I keep seeing it, and I feel like it's a big celebrity that is the Penguin.
Yes, Colin Farrell. I think is his name Colin Farrell. But anyway, the guy that plays the Penguin, man, and I believe it's Colin Farrell. Yes, it's Colin Farrell.
The guy from Saturday Night Live, Colin Farrell?
No. Look him up. But I had no idea this guy was playing this role because the Penguin's character is like a heavy-set guy, real bad skin, bad face, or whatever. So evidently they did a lot of makeup on him. If you look at Colin Farrell and look at who's playing the Penguin,
you wouldn't know it's him.
You wouldn't know it. I didn't know it. I went through 5 episodes and watched one of the little extras where they talked about the making and the filming of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed him and they said his name is Oz, Cobblepot or whatever. And I'm like, this is Colin Farrell the whole time? He's doing an excellent job. He's got to get some type of award for this.
I like him.
And it's a good show. It's a good show, especially if you watch Batman growing up and know about the character and the whole storyline. Yeah.
Colin Farrell is sexy. Let me just say. So him playing that character is he had some issues for a while. He's kind of been off the grid, and he came back with a vengeance. It looks like an acting vengeance.
Oh, he's doing, phenomenal. He's got to win some type of award, Oscar or
All right.
Grammy or something.
What's it called again, man?
The Penguin. It's on HBO.
It's the Penguin from the Batman's one of his nemesis.
Yeah, okay.
You become a nemesis.
Okay.
If
you remember the Penguin, right? Quack, 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 quack.
Yes, I remember the Penguin. Is it a movie or a series?
It's a series.
Okay, all right.
It's a series.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
A new series. But here's what I'll tell you though, and you're watching 2 Live Stu's Experience. They had a series that ran for like 5 years on HBO called Gotham.
They sure did.
And it follows Batman as a kid. You know the story. His parents got killed right in front of him. And it walks you through that. I'm actually watching that now.
Okay.
And I don't know why I didn't when it first came out years ago, but I think they had 5 seasons of Gotham.
Hey man, I'm gonna remind you, and I think I've reminded you of this before, so we can give Ollie back her report. Please enlighten me whenever you're watching something that you recommend that I should watch. I'm terrible with. There's so much content out there to choose from that I don't choose any of it because it's so much. I watch Young and the Restless, sports, and CNN and news network. So please enlighten us when you're watching something good, man.
So Uncle Mike says Gotham was on Fox, not pay TV.
It was.
I'm actually watching it. I'm actually watching it on HBO though. I'm watching the reruns on HBO, so I don't know if HBO picked it up from Fox or what, but I'm watching it on HBO Max.
You know how
I'm so worn out. I'm not doing a damn thing today. I might start that when we get done with the show.
Yeah.
So we partied hard. And yes, Rail, my knees are still good. Just know you missed all of that conversation. Rail said them knees can be hurt tomorrow. I said they ain't. Watch this.
Well, Rail, I gotta remind the listening audience.
You were on your knees?
No, I was dropping it low. Doug.
Ollie is a paid entertainer that does live shows that's choreographed and singing and dancing. She does that every week. So she can't help but dance. She do that every day. She dances.
Naughty said, every time a song go, you just go. I was like, I can't. He said, I bet you can't fold shirts. I said, I bet I can't. Watch me fold these shirts and dance.
Hey, do you have one of the shirts that you can show? Because somebody said they want to see how the shirt
do.
looks.
If I will show it when I get off, when y'all take me out. Because if I go, I'm got to go over there. It's over there.
Okay, all right.
But
you'll come back and show the shirt. Okay.
I will.
So stay tuned. We're going to show you the shirt. The shirts are dope.
Show the shirt. Sound like a show. Show your shirt.
We're going to start a little t-shirt situation here because you've got some great ideas for some shirts, and we're going to make these shirts a reality and get them on the web and get them moving for people that want to get them and rock them.
Yep. We're going to the stews and caricature. When y'all see their cute little head, their big old heads on their little bit of bodies. I can't wait.
All right. Back to your report. Let's go.
So y'all, first of all, I recognize that death is a part of life. I know it, but I am so sad about Quincy. Goodness, when I saw that this morning, I just was like, not the great Quincy Jones. I had a video for him, but we couldn't get it cleared to show. But it just showed Frank Sinatra singing Mac the Knife and adding in all of these notable, and it was like 40 years ago. They said this Quincy, his little Quincy, directing like this massive orchestra, Frank Sinatra in the booth singing with Quincy. I'm singing behind Quincy. Yeah. And he got so and so and so. And he's talking about notable jazz artists that are all playing in that particular big band for that song. Quincy Jones, as y'all know, did all of We Are the World. Mm-hmm. And I saw an article, a video where he was answering a question. They were like, well, how difficult was it? Who came up with the leave your egos at the door sign? That he said, I did. And I put that out there. He said, but it wasn't necessary because everybody that came in there to do the song that night did it just from their heart and they wanted to make a difference. And so they weren't any egos. He said the problem was like the man asked him, well, how did you put all the voices together? And he was like, well, that was the hard part of like saying who was going to sing what in what place, what line. He said, and I had 46 singers, but only 21 solos. He said that was the hardest part of telling people they weren't going to get like a solo line. He said people were freaking out, man, and all that. Saw another video of him talking about, did he know that when he did Thriller, that it was going to sell 110 million copies? He said, no, I don't ever make music for money. I always do it for the love of it because God is in the room. When he said, when you do it for money or any other reason, God leaves the room and it's a mess. So he was very clear, coming from a little poor child, bad as hell, from Chicago to this larger than life, playing the trumpet. That's all he played. But he was in some of the largest, most noted orchestras ever. And then he just soared. He did We Are the World. He did all three of Michael Jackson's Bad, Off the Wall, Thriller. He has worked with some of everybody. I mean, he's just amazing. And if you have not seen I think it's called Q. I have to look it up. If you have not watched that, this man had a work ethic that was ridiculous. He almost died when he was 47. He had a brain aneurysm, and he said when he was saved, because most people do not live, he had a whole new mission, and he just went at it. His daughter, he got 7 kids. He is survived by, let me tell y'all, I didn't know he had 7.
He got a couple kids with Diana Ross, don't he?
I don't think he got kids with. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, he got at least one kid with Diana Ross.
I thought so. And
okay,
it's not Tracy. It's not Tracy's. It's
no. Ellis Ross is with the man who started Motown, Berry Gordy. Not Tracy Ellis is not with Berry Gordy. The other sister, the one that was an actress, a little brown skin one that was an actress. I can't think of her name right now, but I'm looking at her. She's also. But he survived by 7 children: Rashida Jones, Kadada Jones. Kenny,
you know what? Maybe I'm thinking about Berry Gordy.
You're thinking about Berry Gordy because he don't have no baby with Diana.
Yeah.
Quincy like women that look. He like these women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All his children is halves. But the world said he is alls. You know what I mean? Did I say that? Yep. It made sense. Okay, anyway. He has Quincy Jones III, Jolie Jones Levine, Martina Jones, and Rachel Jones. He is also survived by grandchildren Isaiah Jones, Koning, Quincy Renzo, Delight Jones IV. Did y'all know his middle name was Delight? That is so funny. And Nia Jones. He was godfather to actor musician Quincy Brown, who was named after the music great.
And Kadita, you named
y'all
Kadita?
Know who Quincy Brown was. That's Diddy's adopted son and Al B. Sure's son with Kim Porter.
Okay.
That's his godfather.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doug. You go ahead. You will say something.
Kadita is one of his kids, right? Kadita Jones.
Kadita,
right?
who used to date Tupac.
Have y'all seen that video? Right. Have y'all seen that video where the guy was telling the story about Tupac and Michael Jackson getting in a fight? Fight?
I did.
Tupac allegedly was dating Khadijah, and he started disrespecting her, like cussing her out or something like that. And Michael Jackson was there, and Michael Jackson, because of the relationship with Quincy Jones, thought of Khadijah like a niece,
a little sister.
And Michael Jackson was like, "Yo, don't be doing that." Tupac was like, "Man, shut up, Mike. You know, disrespecting Mike." Mike was like, "I put your hands up then." And
he got long wingspan.
The dude said Michael Jackson beat Tupac ass.
Whoa!
Now keep this in mind. A couple of things. No, this guy was there. There's been several other accounts. Keep in mind a couple of things. Michael Jackson grew up with 5 other brothers
in Gary, Indiana, which is
he's from Gary, Indiana.
He's from Gary.
Yeah. And here's the big thing. A lot of people don't know. Joe Jackson was an amateur boxer. So you know he taught his boys how to use their hands.
Fisticuffs. Put them up.
And so that was a very fascinating story to hear. Tupac and Michael Jackson fight. Like they could do a movie on that.
Tupac, don't make me kick your ass, Tupac.
Tupac, don't make Tupac, stand back, Tupac.
Yeah.
Because
and if you ever seen a video, I'm sorry, Arlen, one last thing.
You're good.
If you've ever There's a video out there with Michael Jackson and Muhammad Ali on some type of talk show, and they start like shadow boxing. And if you watch how Michael Jackson hold his hands and how he move, and you see this video, you understand what I'm talking about. Michael Jackson, F around with Mike and find out.
So Michael Jackson could box and Prince could hoop.
Right.
I mean, 2 guys that we look at as just music icons, but outside of what they do, they did these other things that we view differently athletically and were skilled.
Right, they were skilled, and I think we really lost Arlie.
No, Arlie went to go get the shirt. I'm guessing because you're talking about you're talking about. So real quick, and I think Arlie's coming back now.
There she goes.
All right, okay. Before you show what you're going to show, Arlie, and before you get back to your report, the We Are the World collaboration. Is it true that was the last collaboration of that magnitude and or size where everyone actually was in the same facility to record?
I believe it was. I believe it is. I can't speak to that, but nobody now, because of technology, you don't have to come in the studio with people.
That'll never happen again.
To.
That'll never happen again.
And they say they want to do a We Are the World for COVID. They had talked about it, but somebody got to pull that together. Can you have to be a man, fake Jackson, Richie, like I hit the real. He was born in the USA. Him, Diane Turner, Huey Lewis from the News. I mean, he had, when I'm talking about people, Cyndi Lauper, people at the height of their careers. It wasn't nobody in there was like, "Hey, can I get a chance to sing? I'm down, or this gonna help my career come back." It was nothing but heavy hitters, Grammy award winning, million copy selling kinds of artists. And
the best.
But what's funny, when you watch that making of We Are the, exposes some people that don't really know how to sing, and they were in there nervous with each other, like, "Oh my God, that's so-and-so. I got to sing in front of so-and-so." And they did it in the wee hours of the morning. So it was like they only rented that studio for a certain amount of time, and they were going through the night. For whatever reason, artists always, I tell them I struggle, because you go to the studio, from midnight to 6 a.m, and then you had to be on set like 6:30 in the morning. They do early calls. You're like, how do people, which is why a lot of people end up on stuff to help them wake me up, put me to sleep. But
help them navigate it, right? They're nocturnal. They're forced to be nocturnal.
Yep, but you got to work in the regular world. That's in the daytime. It was an amazing. If you haven't seen his documentary, watch it. I'm gonna look up the name for it and put it in the chat. I think it's just called Q. It gives you a whole new respect for where he came from to where they put him. So he put himself with his talent. I know there's all kind of rumors about him and Tevin Cam, all kind of stuff used to come out about Quincy Jones. He pretty much kept a low profile, but yeah, that We Are the World was huge. And think about the albums he did. I don't know if y'all ever heard, he has an album, I think it's called Dude. Mm-hmm. It has on that song, "I know Corita, that's what I know." Nobody knows. I love that song. Oh my God, I heard it the other day and had it blasting. Go listen to Dude. It's like a musical, if you like music, like if you're a musical person. The Dude, it won all kind of awards. That man has all kind of Grammys.
A lot of instruments, a lot of sounds,
a lot of instruments, a lot of people that famous singers are singing on it. He was able to pull the best talent together at all times. Always.
What's your second story, Arlie? Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. What's number 2, Arlie?
Yes, number 2. Well, October 31st, your boy, who has been in jail, the longest RICO case ever in the history of RICO cases, has not fully come to an end, but their main star in the case, Young Thug, has given a plea deal. On the 31st, he agreed to a plea deal on Halloween, pleading guilty to several counts that included possession of drugs and firearms and no contest to others, including racketeering. Judge Whitaker, who was the third judge on the case at this point, gave him 15 years probation with no time in prison. He got time served. And said to him, "I know you're talented, and if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that it's not the way to go, and that this is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs."
What's the judge's name again?
Judge Whitaker ended up with it. Judge Shakira Ingram had it for a hot second, but she had to recuse herself because one of her, and she's a Sarah, by the way, pledged at Clark. She had to recuse herself because Judge Grant, he's not Grant, I can't think of his name. The first one got in some trouble because he had a meeting without having when you have a meeting with the prosecution, you have to have a meeting with the defense at the same time. You can't have no secret meetings or anything. Everybody has to be privy to the conversations. That's why they say, see me in chambers. Everybody got to go. The
first one was Glanville.
Yeah, Glanville. And I did not know he was a brother and the brothers. But then there's a way that they decide on the judges, and Shakira Ingram got it next. Shakira Ingram Millender, Sarah, and she had to immediately recuse maybe like a day later because one of her bailiffs or somebody in her office had a relationship with somebody that's in some trouble. And so at some point in life, not current, but still it could be considered a conflict of interest. Then they gave it to Whitaker, who They have 2 defendants left: Diamante Yak Gotti, Kendrick, and Shannon Stillwell. They refused the plea deal. So it's going to be difficult for the case to really move. They're not sure how it's going to move forward because the jury has been sat for a year. First, it took a long time to even see the jury because too many people knew what was going on. It was a lot of just crazy going on in the court, drug selling in the court, people being disrespectful to the court, people being disrespectful to the plaintiff. It was just a mess. It's been a poop show.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been handled? But he did take a plea deal. He has gone to California with his family. And he's probably not gonna come back to Atlanta.
Yeah, he can't come back to Atlanta. They ran him out of town for the 15 years, I'm assuming.
I mean, it started out
as period.
So what's so sad, and the reason I know a lot about this was I used to teach at I used to be a counselor at South Atlanta High School, which is Zone 3, which is where he was. And one of my line sisters works at one of the feeder schools, and she called us one day. She was like, out of the 28, and it says 27, but initially there were 28 people indicted. She's at a middle school. 13 of them were her students. So that means from 6th to 8th grade. I mean, it was stuff like murder for hire, trafficking, all kinds of stuff. She said, one day, and part of the reason he was seen as the leader of this YSL group was because she was like, one day a fire broke out at the school. And then when they all ran outside, he was standing outside allegedly. Well, no, I wonder if I had to still say allegedly, but he was standing outside because it was a little boy that was supposed to do something, I guess, that was in the building. I don't know how, but they're going to smoke him out literally. So when everybody has to come out, he's, just standing there like, you can run, but you can't hide or whatever. And so she always knew. She said when they would have them at meetings talking about, your kids aren't performing. She's like, I got people over here doing all kinds of things. Y'all worried about a test score. I'm worried about, are we going to live today if we tell little Timmy he got, what's going to happen? So it was really a mess.
So do y'all think this 15-year probation thing is just a setup?
Ollie, Ollie and I talked about this yesterday at the tailgate. Please tell him what I said, Ollie.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I was scared.
Maybe it wasn't you, Ollie, but yes, you give somebody 15 years of probation, which is a long rope, so they will hang themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I know good and well that he will probably come back to Atlanta for something, thinking I can fly in on a private plane, I can get picked up, I can be, he's going to be who he wants to be and will do himself in eventually.
There's no way that he can keep his nose 100% clean for 15 years. There's no way. It's a setup.
If he was the head of an entire drug organization, no.
I would 100% evaluate the situation and I would move to another country.
I would take my time.
I wouldn't even give them the opportunity to say that I did something wrong. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in another country.
Because
I am going to take up citizenship in another country. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Because I think this is clearly a setup because they know good and well that man and who he hang out with, and what he's been into his entire life is going to stay clean for 15 years.
And they have his entire life is on the record in this case. They've been doing this for the last 2 years, man. Every day. Yeah.
All of it, all the people, all the stuff. And I think they hope by exposing it's going to help. But, it's a code in the hood. Ain't nobody snitching. So, I mean, there are people who don't want to be at their lives threatened every day with some crazy and the gunshots and all that stuff. So there are older people that are probably telling what they know.
Like Black Diamond said, I would be like Leon and Wanda on Snowfall. I moved to Africa.
I'm out.
I moved to Africa, man. I'm out of this bitch.
he take my mama and her 11 kids. He said, my mama had 11 kids. And I'm just trying, I feel bad for him. 15 years is a mighty long time. It's better outside than in, though.
Well, I mean, you got to be careful when you said you feel bad for him. Now, if he was doing certain things they were talking about them courtrooms.
I know. Y'all know me, though. My heart, what you say, heart's the size of a Volkswagen.
I get it. I understand you feeling bad for the situation, but I didn't watch all of the case. I watched a couple of days a week if I was at the crib, and there was a whole lot of stuff going on, man.
I watched none of the case. All I saw was excerpts of Little Woody online.
Right.
Little Woody going off.
It was something different.
Right.
I mean, and what bothers me is if sixth grade, you're like 11, 12 years old. If you worked anytime, and I think, JP used to be at one of the elementary schools that fed into the middle school that fed into the high school that was mine. So I know the kids she saw every day because they became grown, bigger kids. And you're like, wait a minute, your elementary was way. What happened? Middle school is like a cesspool of crazy. You got to say, oh, and it's a lot over there.
Okay.
So I hope that he can keep his nose clean for them 15 years and make some good music, make better music. But he's one of them mumble rappers. I think he's in that category.
It's impossible to do that, I think.
And in California,
hey, listen, if the young man is he served his time. Yep. They gave him time served. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping the best for him.
Yep.
That's a real tough bet. Over or under. You're a handicapper. Over under, he does one thing to draw the attention of the police in 15 years.
Less than 2 years. It's gonna be something like, he
was with the wrong person.
Unfortunately, I was just about to say that. It's gonna be one of two things. He's gonna have bad company and find himself in a situation, and they're gonna throw the book at him for that, or he's going to be driving 20 miles over the speed limit, get pulled over with that, and they're gonna take him for that.
Right.
But it's going to happen. They're coming for him.
He's gonna have a little joint in the car with him or whatever.
Yep.
So he's gonna be in the car with somebody else with a weapon, unregistered weapon.
Yep.
He got to leave. He has to leave.
Yeah. I'm not wishing that on him.
Right. No, please no. I want to see him win. I'm
not wishing that on him.
A black man in America. I want you to win.
But the minute I read 15 years, I'm like, man, they think they slick.
Yeah. All right, Arlie, you got the t-shirt?
Yes, I have the t-shirt. So we have red and black, and we have women's. Can y'all see it?
Dope. You got the black one? I like the black one.
And we're probably going to go into colors, but we try to stay basic.
Yep. Dope.
Men, real you dope. Have, the little nice men's scoop. Let's not call a scoop neck. I don't want y'all scoop neck. It's just a round neck like your regular tees. High quality cotton. Somebody felt it like, oh, this is good cotton. It's good material, not going to shrink on you. I think I did a 50-50 blend.
We're eventually going to do some dry. We're going to officially go do some dry fits also. They cost a little bit more, but we're officially going to do some of those too.
And probably have some of like the one you had on yesterday, Ryan, the polo shirt. So people want to go play golf in them. Do that. Yep. Girls, I'm going to hope they get us a cute little dress with a little zip shoulder out. So we can have our
So do we have logistics of shipping these things out or no?
Not yet.
Well, that's coming. That's being worked in with the site. We're going to get that figured out.
Okay.
Yeah,
and stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to figure out this Doug the Dictator, Crying Ryan, Tree the Principal, Arlie the Great. I'm just kidding. Mine will be something about some glasses. Y'all know what it is. I don't know.
Know it all naughty. That's another one. Know it all.
No, naughty is naughty. Naughty.
Naughty is naughty.
Naughty.
Okay. Naughty can just be naughty. Naughty can just be naughty.
He's naughty. Naughty. It gets bad.
Ollie, before you go out of here, we're not gonna even ring the bell. I'm gonna bring Nadia in here real quick. Nadia, you got any YSL thoughts?
Well, one, a lot of them are already snitching, so that's why they're taking these deals. But it's just hard, We want to see him win. But murder for hire, how many black people he didn't want to see win who wasn't involved in his gang? I just think sometimes we uphold the wrong people, man. There's a lot of people out there who we should uphold and wish well and want to see win, but we always want to see the snakes and the crooks and the murderers and the thieves win.
Hold on,
and wonder why we treated a certain way in society.
Let me ask you this question. Once again, I didn't follow trial. All I saw was Little Woody all online on social media. Did they prove that he was behind murders or not? Because I would think that if
it was clear he was the leader. That's part of the reason why, when you take this plea deal at 15 years, like you said, it's a setup.
I don't see how a court system could give somebody 15 years probation, not put him in jail for life if they can prove that he
because they want to get him on sometimes. And I have a close situation with a family member who got railroaded, so to say. And I told him, I said, look, the only reason they letting you out of jail right now and putting you on this ankle monitor and doing this because they want to be able to follow your character. Mm-hmm. They want to see what you're doing, and they're gonna get you back because you're not gonna change up. And he didn't change up, and then he ended up having to go to prison.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. They want to see who he's associated with. They want to be able to tap him a little bit more to get squeeze a little bit more juice out this lemon. You know,
Right.
so he need to keep his nose clean because he got an opportunity if he can keep his nose clean. But you got to change as a person to stay away for 15 years.
So
15 years
answer the
a long
question.
time.
Say the answer right. Answer the question I asked. What's the percentage chance that he's going to not be back in prison in 15 years? He's not going to do anything to get him back in prison in 15 years.
Well, I don't know him personally. I don't know his character. So I don't know, what he's been through over the last year and if he's willing to change who he is. But you got to change your whole lifestyle. Now, understand that a lot of times, especially some of the places where we come from, it's very difficult to change your lifestyle, And so, the percentage is probably low. But being away from Atlanta will probably help some if he can just stay away.
It'll help a lot. No, it'll help a lot.
That's a weird request, but they're actually doing that for his benefit. Let's just get you away from here. So it's wild, man. Dredd, I appreciate you, Dredd.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us this weekend for the Pseudo Stews weekend. Oh, and I'm gonna put if it's okay with my owners. That don't sound right. If it's okay with my bosses, own me. What the hell? You don't own me. I'm not okay. If it's okay with them, I want to put a poll up. I've been wanting to do, or one of the stews to do, Booze with the Stews. I'm still working on the name, but a Halloween party. And I want to see, should we do it in Atlanta? Should we do it in Charleston? Should we do it in Columbus? Or some other wonderful place that we could have a booze?
You talking about next year?
Next year, okay. Halloween fell on a weekend.
Mm-hmm. You mean like costumes and outfits and teeth and blood and gore and blood. I mean, all that stuff.
I'm gonna be a sexy whatever it is.
I know. That's what women use Halloween as an opportunity to get naked.
Naked, a sexy trash can. What a trash can? It's just the top on my hat. It's a hat. So yeah, I want to put a poll. I got to figure out how to do that. I want to put a poll on the Two Live Stews Facebook page and let people vote, because I'm going to start looking into stuff. We got to start now so people can, if we got to do hotel blocks and just have like a whole, I'm so excited. But Doug doesn't look as excited as I am. So guys, don't think he's the one ready to party. But when he puts that Dora the Explorer backpack on, that means he's out.
Thank you, Ollie.
That's funny.
See y'all later. Have a great week, everybody.
All right, man. Peace, Ollie. Outstanding job, Ollie. Thank you very much. Shouts out to, hey man, let's look at this. This is huge. His character is all in the name. Dude's name is Young Thug, man.
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh, man. Yeah, there was some pretty gruesome stuff going on in them streets, man. I don't know how he got allowed to get kicked out of Atlanta. It's wild.
Right. One thing, I can't really comment too much on it because I didn't follow the trial. I've acknowledged that. But like I asked Nadi, if they can show that you murdered somebody and they let you out.
He was talking. He talking to somebody. He giving up information. He got out. He got out because he gave them something to get out. But they know good and well that he's probably going to give himself back. Hopefully he doesn't. But so yeah, we're going to hear a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, man. This was good. We had a little gremlin today. First time that's ever happened.
California not a good place for a snitch to go.
I mean, every part of California ain't inner city with Bloods and Crips. He can move out to one of them valleys.
That's true too.
He can move out to one of them
valleys. Have his own valley. Have his own valley.
Yeah.
A+ to Arlie, A+ to Tree, A+ to Nadi. Thank y'all very, very much. Especially for yesterday, man. Yesterday was amazing. God, we're blessed to.
Hey, thank y'all again for yesterday. Thank you to everybody that came out, man. Was that not a good move?
It was dope.
To just contract tailgates to us to do everything.
You were brilliant.
Can you imagine us cooking that food, towing it out there, serving it up to people, getting dogs and poodles to get on the serving line?
They had 3 of them huge ass smokers, man.
Oh my gosh. They got a well-oiled machine.
No
tailgates.
I drove in really, really early, and I texted Shep about 7 and said, "Bro, what time do I get into the tailgate?" His response 30 minutes later, "Bro, we here."
Right. Oh no, they take it serious.
Right, we here.
They take it.
So we may do a few more in the future.
Yeah. Maybe if the Falcons make the playoffs, maybe we'll do 1 or 2 more this year. So keep listening.
Thank y'all very much, man. Really meant a lot seeing y'all this past weekend. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love. That's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Got a shout out to good folks from Southern Edge and the Southern Edge Beverage Company. People really enjoyed the tasting yesterday. People bought bottles yesterday. We need to do a better job of having QR codes when we do events for y'all to buy bottles, and we will. But thank everyone for their participation in the tasting as well as buying the bottles. Peace and blessings, y'all. And don't forget, vote. Make sure y'all take the time to vote if you haven't voted early. It's important. It's tomorrow, November 5th. Y'all get out and vote. Peace.
Yep.